Scare the living life out of me. Don't do that. Right. Forget things from time to time, but I don't think I'd forget if I had a sort of mewling children to deal with in life. Right. Here we are. In a castle that hasn't been built frightfully well. I see we need some sort of draft excluder, if you don't mind me saying so, Mr. Castle Architect Man. Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game called Bleeding Code, I think, which sounds a little bit like somebody who is most irate about having to follow some ethical rules, or just the exclamation of somebody having a difficult day at the office while being employed at Bletchley Park. I don't know.
Ah, you're awake, huh? Are you okay? I found you here, alone, muttering something about the king. Does that mean you've come to save us? Hmm? What's that? Oh, you don't remember why you're here. That's no matter. Find the 3 memory stones, and perhaps the king will remind you. Or maybe he'll end it all, if he ever decides to come back.
Right. So this man, who seems to be manufactured out of television interference, with a slightly croaky voice, which seems to have a filter on I feel like I've heard in other games, says I need to go off and find some stones. Alright, if you insist. I mean, I have no memory of what the hell it is I'm doing here, so maybe that's my destiny in life. I don't know, but I was enthused to play this game because it had a medieval setting, and I do like me a medieval game. I don't know why, but I've always enjoyed sort of settings of castles and swords and that sort of thing. They're usually quite interesting and quite spooky, and the visuals of this one also reminded me of that of Love and Eternity game we played as well, so that was all good. Right. I don't know really where I'm going. I don't seem to be able to sprint, so I suppose I'm just going to have to meander over here and have a look at these, what I thought were little tree stumps, but no, I think are just little tufts of grass. Alright, never mind. I keep thinking those are notes on the walls, but they're clearly not. They're just a different colour bit of rock. Maybe I should have gone in the direction of the light. Nobody's ever heard of a video game that tried to lead you to the correct destination using a light before. So, perhaps I should have paid a little more attention to the obvious, rather than meandering around. Right, hello friend, can I help you?
Hey, will you stop fucking touching me? I'm trying to forget.
Yes, well, somebody clearly forgot the subtitles, but never mind. In fairness, I suppose it's sort of reasonable to expect that if a man goes for a walk in the countryside and has to sit down on top of a hill, that he doesn't expect some... What? I didn't have time to read that, but by all means carry on. I suppose a man should have the autonomy to sit at the top of a hill at the end of a long walk and not be grabbed by mysterious strangers wandering past. Alright, fair enough. I'll leave you to your business. What was that text it wrote up? I didn't have time to read it. I was too busy yammering on about incoherent rubbish. I don't know, but there's a little shed here, which seems what they worship what I left behind. I do wish you'd leave this text behind a tad longer than you do, rather than coming back to pick it up so quickly. It makes it a little tricky for me to keep up with what you're saying, friend. But hey ho. Oh golly, a little windmill. How marvellous. I could make some grain or something, or make some flour, presumably. I think you put grain into these things, so it's more of an input than an output. But it just reveals how little I understand about agriculture. Alright, let's keep wandering around. Oh golly, somebody knocked over the defence tower. How silly of them. I think that's the same one that came up before, the first time. I vaguely recall some of those initial words. More broken houses. Marvellous. Oh golly. Appears to be some sort of a ritual going on. Or possibly a funeral. Hello friend. Can I assist you with anything? No, I'm pressing the interact button. Nothing's happening. No, nothing's happening here either. This must be very... I ask myself the same question about the economy twice a week, but you don't see me complaining. Because I do that off camera. No, Oh look, there's another chap over there. I don't remember him being there before. No, I find it curious that these people are actually taller than I am, even when they're down on their knees, which is curious. Is this a memory stone? Blimey. I don't know what I expected, smacking my face into a large stone. But, yes, we've discussed this previously, friend. But, hey-ho. Let's stop pondering death, and let's see what this person has to say.
I wouldn't bother. The little fuckers are a lost cause anyway. Every outsider they find, they try to make their king or something. The true king left and is never coming back. Even someone as miserable as me can't think otherwise. They'll probably want to do the same with you. Always going on about this damn stone bullshit. Anyway, I'd be careful around them. The harm they do isn't physical. Also, they knew that we 011000.
I get the message, as much as I don't. Maybe you can translate that into something meaningful. Goodness knows, I can't. I'm not a frickin' calculator. Although if you do have a calculator that can read binary, I imagine that's quite an achievement. But no. All right, interesting. So this is some sort of come visit our land to be king for a day adventure. That sounds quite exciting, really. I quite like the sound of that. Maybe I'll get a crown and a big stick that I can whack people with, and people to boss around. That sounds most amusing. And get down. If at the very least I knew when the text was going to be there, I could prepare myself for shutting up, so that I actually had an opportunity to read it, because I do sincerely struggle to read and speak at the same time. But let's go have a look at this building. This building looks a bit larger. Maybe it's some sort of tavern. I can get some booze. These structures actually do remind me of some of the structures from Fallout New Vegas. I was going to say the structures in Fallout New Vegas didn't float that much. Some of them did. I can't let you leave. Not yet. No, of course not. I haven't found my trifecta of little stones yet. Oh, here's another friend. Oh dear.
Are you there? Please, listen to me. We're not like the others. You have to believe me. We don't bow to the res. My child, my baby is sick. There's no more food, no more warmth left in this forsaken place. They won't tell you the truth, but I will. This world is beyond saving. The fire that once gave it life is now a dying ember. You have to snuff it out, completely. Destroy the stones. Please, I beg you, extinguish the flame.
Alright. I'll consider it. Maybe it's just my sort of position, but I feel like some of the text in here is trying to sort of sell a wider message about life and sort of how things are in the world. The sun is a lie. Okay, now we've gone from like philosophy into conspiracy theories. The sun is real, right? I'm sorry if that's a controversial line to draw in the sand, but draw it I shall. Hello, friends. These people who seem to be made entirely out of mince have taken a vow of silence. I'm sure every single person who's ever had the misfortune to stumble upon one of my videos wishes they could enthuse me to do the same. Right, I'm gonna bash my face on another one of these things. Indeed, good deal. Sounds a bit like picking up a coin in Sonic, except far less worthy of being lauded as some sort of achievement. Right, yes, indeed. Alright. This game is clearly going for some sort of mystery rather than making anything vaguely clear. So I rather like that we are playing a protagonist that is equally as clueless as I am. I approve of that. There seems to be some sort of a spire here. Oh, I thought this was yes, I know that. You've said that before. It's quite alright. I thought this was a church, actually, but I think this place is a bit beyond religion. I think it's been there. I think it's done that. I think it's been burnt down to the ground, and I don't think there's much left. But here we are, all the same. I have a funny feeling that I've gone off the path quite severely, and I should probably start heading back in the direction of the lights. because that's probably how I'm going to find the final memory stone, and then presumably I'm going to be presented with some sort of choice as to whether I go along with this king for a day policy that they've got going on, which is a very I mean, it's a very democratic system, isn't it? You know, you can't complain. Everyone seems to get a chance. They seem to welcome foreigners into their political system, and they don't have overly lengthy terms that lead to complacency. So you have to admire their political system, if nothing else. Oh, blimey. Oh, giddy aunt. There's no need to do that when I'm standing right on the edge, friend. Can I land on the wall? Will this kill me? No, but I can go for a little walk along the battlements, I think these are called. The twiddly bits on the walls. Yes, indeed. Right. I'm not actually convinced that I'm meant to be here, and I feel like I'm maybe breaking the game a little bit by ow, blimey. Okay, here we are again. Please tell me I haven't got myself trapped in some sort of antiquated. Oh no, maybe I'm. Oh no, let's go. Oh no, I can go in here. Marvelous, and go up this little spiral staircase. Tremendous. Oh golly. Oh golly. Oh golly. I'm still not convinced I'm supposed to be doing this. I feel like this is maybe just part of an asset which has been purchased and utilised here, because this doesn't actually seem to go anywhere, and I seem to have wasted all my time. Marvellous. I could shoot some little arrows out of here, defend the realm from the bad people. Right, okay, let me see if I can work my way back down again. Oh, blimey. Where's the exit, for crying out loud? I made a terrible mistake coming in here. Okay, right. I seem to have screwed up everything really rather severely, but other than that, it's all going marvellously. So, at least now that I am presumably back at the start, I can actually get out of here, can't I? Or am I, have I managed to trap myself in a courtyard that I can't escape from? I have a horrible feeling I might have trapped myself somewhere that I can't escape, because I don't actually see any doorways out of here. The only place I can go is, oh dear, I'm no longer in control. No, I'm not, because I'm very, very, very trapped. Oh dear. This is the problem. I seem to have made a bit of a boo-boo. But never mind, I'm going to have to go back to the start. I don't think I saw this last time. Right.
Follow red. Red always is the answer.
Ah. If only you'd enunciated what the answer was a little bit more clearly, I might have been able to hear what you said, you strange glowing tree. Right. Alright. Well, the magma maple leaf over there has given me some instructions, if only I had the faintest idea what it said. Marvellous. Okay, right. It seems like when I crested the hill, there were 3 different pathways I could potentially go, following different sets of lights. So, yes, here I don't think we've seen this one before. Tell you what, this is beginning to remind me of, actually. All these trees and the sort of desolate landscape and the strange castle architecture is the Soul Crane from Skyrim. Blimey. Well, there's a sound effect I've heard in a few dozen horror games over the years. Hello, friend. Are you quite alright? You don't seem to be. Maybe I should leave you to your business. My kitty aunt. My kitty aunt. I'm trying to remember what specific horror game I recall that sound effect from. I think the place that it pops out of my memory is the Fears to Fathom games. I think it plays that sound effect when you are spotted by the enemy, who then goes about chasing you. Oh, friend. Right. That seems to be something of very great significance. I'm assuming that either, or one of 2 things I think is going to happen. I am going to find the 3 stones. I then need to take them somewhere specific, and then either destroy them, as the mother was talking about, or do whatever it was that the chap at the beginning said, which I didn't actually stick around long enough in order to hear, which is a little embarrassing, in order to perhaps somehow restore the king? I don't know. Or maybe restoring the king is the good ending, and that's what happens if I break the memory stones. I don't know. I don't know what the right choice is, but I do like a horror game with a nice bit of choice in it, because then it can be entirely up to me in exactly what permutation of screw up I impose upon myself. So yeah. Give me a moment or two longer. Who are you? I don't remember seeing you before. You are nobody. You are a tree. Right. My giddy aunt. I've heard of people personifying objects, like cars, but I've never heard of somebody personifying a tree. Although saying that, I'm sure someone's probably gone and done some silly thing like marry a tree at some point. I think someone married the Eiffel Tower once, so blimey, that's loud. So I'm quite sure that that can be done. I'm sure a tree is small potatoes by comparison. Right. Yes, I'll go off and find the other one. Also listen to what this chap said again, because I need to remind myself. Did I finish my thought about the two possibilities? I don't actually think that I did. Yes, I think I'm either going to get the 3 stones and have to go somewhere to do something, or once I get the 3 stones, I'll then automatically be presented with a choice. I'm not exactly sure which way it's going to go, although, now that she says bow to the red... Now that she says bow to the red, I'm thinking one of 2 possibilities. 1, she's talking about that big red tree that we saw, or 2, she's talking about these thoughts that keep invading my mind. Because those are written in red text. My other thought is that this red text is possibly some sort of psychic influence from this king that's trying to influence my thinking and my decision making by drip feeding me bits of information. Indeed. Alright. Return to the castle. Okay, good. It's giving me a little bit of direction as to where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do. Okay, fair enough. Or is that just one specific choice? Is one of my choices just to, where's the little one gone? To a better place, I'm guessing. Yes, I feel like these thoughts must be of somebody else's, because they keep asking me questions or referring to 2 different individuals, one of whom is me. You know, I'm actually not going to go back to the castle immediately. I want to go and have another look at that big red tree. I want to see what I can do with that. Would you stop saying the same things? Yes, is there any way that I can interact with this? Because this seems to be of great significance. Oh, blimey, no, but I can walk straight through the bloody thing. Can you help? No. Alright. Mince man is of no use. Alright, fine. I think that's probably just some piece of set decoration then. It's not actually as significant to the old decision-making process as I initially anticipated. Alright, fair enough. I suppose we'll have to go back to the castle then and see what decision is presented to me there. I really don't know what sun they're talking about. There really is no light in this place, with the exception of that from the braziers here or whatever under the sun. Again with the VHS static, and what I initially thought was a loud farting noise. Blimey, this is both very loud, quite irritating. Giddy afterwards. Will someone plug my Scarlet back in? Crying out loud. What do I need to do? Can I ever sit on the chair? Oh, blimey. What happens? Was I even afforded a choice? I don't know. What happened? Did I get a good ending, or did I screw up everything completely? Probably the latter. Right, that's interesting. This is weird. Okay, so it's managed to pinch my wallpaper. Interesting. Enter text. I programmed the thing, honest. No, I didn't. I can't program to save my life. Read me text. You've always been like this, shutting out the world to work on your project. I know it means a lot to you, but it feels like you're slipping away from reality. Come visit us. You don't have to fix everything, you know. Sometimes things are best left unfinished. Idiot. Unlike my lessons in grammar, which really should have been finished. Alright, what's in the bin? Anything exciting in the bin? No seems to be the answer to that. I don't seem to be able to open the bin or the computer or the messages. I can look at the photos, but there are no photos. That's a darn shame. What about the logs? Oh, here we are. There's a log. I'll read a log. I don't seem to be able to read a log. Right. Oh, goody. There's all sorts of new things starting up. Excellent. This is actually a lot more in-depth than I was expecting. Finalize the stones. Fix NPC's pathways. Fix NPC's dialogue, bug, speaking in binary. Move glitches caused by something unknown. Have to debug the code. Find a way to end it all. Presumably you mean end the narrative and not just, you know, jump off a cliff. Is that the actual time? Oh, it is the actual time as well. Oh goodness. I enjoy getting to sort of screw around with your computer. It amuses me no end. Oh golly. I'm guessing this is meant to be the developer's desktop with like the log of what they plan to do next in terms of developing the game. How curious. Does this say anything of interesting? Not anything I understand. Not really. No. I see more references to stones. Corruption level. Oh sheesh. And caretaker. I hope that's a reference to the rather excellent source of music. Can we look on the internets? Oh, I think we can. No internet connection. Oh, fiddlesticks. I mean, I'd really struggle to do this hobby if I didn't have an internet connection. We shan't worry about that. All right. Should we play Redemption? Red Dead Redemption, presumably. I'm sure that's exactly what this is. Oh no, we're back here again. I'm sure this game, which is about, I don't know, 200 megabytes, includes an entire version of Red Dead Redemption. I'm sure that's exactly how the world works. Okay, here we are again. Do you have something different to say?
You're awake. After all this time, you've been gone for years.
Yes.
They thought you'd ended it. Just like he did. Anyway, now that you're back, it doesn't change anything. I warned you about them, didn't I? They found their king. It's too late. The sorrow will go on, just like it always has. And let's be honest, it's not like you've got much of a choice now either. Don't get me wrong, you were already dead the moment you stepped back into this place, but maybe you can choose the fate of the others. Sure, you can play king for a bit. You have free will, unlike us. But, the secret betrayal. You can end our suffering for good, destroy everything. This world is past its due. It's beyond saving. So what will it be, champ? String us along for a little while longer? Or finish what the coward king couldn't bring himself to do?
I wonder if there's a slightly more meta interpretation to this. Because not necessarily the creator of a world, but the sort of ruler of a world who decides exactly what things are, how things work, who is there, and how those people act out their lives, to a certain extent, could be described as a king. And it could also be described that a developer of a game has that sort of control over their kingdom, but that kingdom being a game, and the world of the game, including its individual characters. I wonder if that's a sort of strange interpretation that it's going for, or if I'm reading far too much into it and getting frightfully confused. And could the king disappearing for years be an analogy to a developer working on something, creating a little world, but then dropping a project and then not working on it again for some years, and then eventually coming back? Don't remember all these big pillars here before. Interesting. I do feel like there's a more meta interpretation to this than it is, than I initially anticipated, which is quite good. I like this. It's catching me off guard, and it's making me think a little bit and scratch my bonds. I go this way. No, good, because I'd probably waste an enormous amount of time and make myself look like a right twit if I did that. But never mind. I'm still not sure if I had a choice about what to do with those stones.
King. 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 King.
Oh, golly.
King.
This reminds me of a strange game called Cardiac I played years ago, which was a platformer where you were just a big blobby heart.
King. 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 King.
Bear the crown or still the heart. What under the sun does that mean? But that's a hell of a choice. Just tell me, first and foremost, because this matters, is the crown the big, quite literally bloody heart? Because if it is, I'm not sure I need that in my hair right now, right? Right? I just can't fit an extra thorough wash into my schedule at the moment. Oh my goodness, this is really interesting. And when I restarted the game, I noticed a bit of text that it said there, which I didn't initially see. Interesting. I think this is the first game that I've played where it's had a choice in it, and I have understood that the significance of the choice is very great, but I have absolutely no idea where we're coming from, where we are, where we might go, or what different destinations the different choices might bring us to. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. But, I'm feeling oddly drawn towards this option, although I don't quite know why. So I'm gonna go with my gut and click on this one. Oh, golly. Either they cleared the last funeral off and popped me on here, or I'm the chap who was on here before. The sun's come up. And someone needs to oil their hinges. Golly. I mean, it's... Oh. No, you were right. The sun was a lie. Oh, okay. How interesting. How very, very interesting. What a strange little game. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever what that was all about. That was very, very strange. I was expecting just a normal, traditional wander in, see some people get murdered, possibly get murdered myself by some crazy demon with a sword, sort of medieval horror game. But that turned out to be a lot more meta than I was expecting. How very, very strange. I wonder now if code in the name could possibly refer to, as in a piece of computer code, rather than like an ethical code or a mathematical code, as I was referencing in the beginning. How very strange. I think there's a lot of interpretation to be made here. But this is fascinating. A very interesting thing. Do you think this started out in the very beginning as a project to create a very bizarre meta game, or do you think it sort of fell into becoming that, where it started out as a regular ordinary game and then over the years it was recrafted into something else in order to tell a different story? I don't know, but I do remember that when it was booting up the mock computer screen, it had a range of years, didn't it? I think it said 2020 to 2025, quite possibly suggesting that this developer has been going around doing things for some years, which would sort of support the circumstantial evidence that we have of this being something which was in development many years ago and then left to one side and then redeveloped again into something larger later down the line. I don't know. but I think it's very interesting. It's a sort of game that leaves you pondering a little bit, which I like. I like that sort of thing. So that was very, very interesting, and I look forward to seeing what other sorts of things this developer makes, because that was a quite unique experience, and I hope that you found that interesting, found that equally interesting. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.